I've received two extremely disturbing letters, or a letter and an email, one from a mainstream media TV company, one from a newspaper, listing a litany of extremely egregious and aggressive attacks. But amidst this litany of astonishing, rather baroque attacks are some very serious allegations that I absolutely refute. These allegations pertain to the time when I was working in the mainstream, when I was in the newspapers all the time, when I was in the movies. And as I've written about extensively in my books, I was very, very promiscuous. Now, during that time of promiscuity, the relationships I had were absolutely always consensual.
So I'm going to stop right there in the middle of this message to introduce you guys to the latest scandal that has hit the airwaves, hit Twitter, of course, hit the mainstream media, hit all the news cycles, and hit everywhere else. Russell Brand is now being accused of being a person who likes to eat grapes. Okay. So you guys know that we're going to use the word grape for the other word. Welcome back to the channel, guys. So I've made videos about situations like this before, especially with the Andrew Tate situation. This will not stop happening. Okay. This will not stop happening. And I always say to people, they will go after controversial personalities. Russell Brand has a past. So now they're going to go after him with his past. Okay. Who's they? The people who are coordinating this attack. This is not new. Before I get to all of that, why don't we just go ahead and listen to the rest of his message, and then we'll break down what's going on. I have a pretty good thread on what happened here that I'm going to read to you guys, and I'll give you my thoughts. If you like what you hear, please remember to hit that like button. And if you really like what you hear, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. On this channel, we talk about the inconvenient truth, a thing that it seems to me more people than I realize have a problem with talking about.
I was always transparent about that then, almost too transparent. And I'm being transparent about it now as well. And to see that transparency metastasized into something criminal that I absolutely deny makes me question, is there another agenda at play? Particularly when we've seen coordinated media attacks before, like with Joe Rogan, when he dared to take a medicine that the mainstream media didn't approve of. And we saw a spate of headlines from media outlets across the world using the same language. I'm aware that you guys have been saying in the comments for a while, watch out, Russell, they're coming for you. You're getting too close to the truth. Russell Brand did not kill himself. I know that a year ago, there was a spate of articles. Russell Brand's a conspiracy theorist. Russell Brand's right wing. I'm aware of news media making phone calls, sending letters to people I know for ages and ages. It's been clear to me, or at least it feels to me like there's a serious and concerted agenda to control these kind of spaces and these kind of voices. And I mean my voice along with your voice. I don't mind them using my books and my stand-up to talk about my promiscuous consensual conduct in the past. What I seriously refute are these very, very serious criminal allegations. Also, it's worth mentioning that there are witnesses whose evidence directly contradicts the narratives that these two mainstream media outlets are trying to construct, apparently in what seems to me to be a coordinated attack.
You know, it is weird to me that when people use those terms, coordinated media attack, you have other people who say, oh, you're just being a conspiracy. Yo, this is not the first time a celebrity, by the way, has had a lot of bad press. Okay, it is not the first time a celebrity has been accused of touching somebody. Let's go ahead and read Suleiman's thread. Suleiman Ahmad wrote a thread. Channel 4 and Times Russell Brand hit piece exposed right and left wing British media unite to smear alternative voices. Russell Brand is a well-known alternative media personality. He doesn't follow or propagate the mainstream narrative. An axis of mainstream media has colluded to destroy Rusty Rockets, that's his name on Twitter, reputation because he poses an existential threat to them. Now, reading this, there are an audience of people who will read this and say, oh, he's just jumping to conclusions. And I ask you again, how many times do we need to watch this happen before we realize that this is a pattern? When does a thing become a pattern? When he let, so obviously you guys see my position on this already. When he led a hedonistic lifestyle, mainstream media promoted broadcast his stereotypically liberal behavior. At that time, they had no issue, which is so true. He did lead a hedonistic lifestyle. I did know that about Russell Brand, and people seem to be happy with that. But decades later, after he left that lifestyle and agitated MSM, both right and left wing branches, they have manufactured weak allegations out of his past to take him out. They did the same with Corroborate Tate. That's Andrew Tate's account. He goes into certain details that was shown on the Times. They contacted hundreds of people in order to find dirt on Russell Brand. Simply put, the article and Dispatches documentary were the result of years of digging up any woman that would give the MSM the story they wanted. And he goes into talking about how they did do this to Julian Assange, who is still in prison. So, this is not a new phenomenon where women decide after the fact that consensual sex with a celebrity is grape. Not wearing a condom does not equate to grape. And in the message, she does not claim grape, and Brand is still in communication with her by the 5th of August. We do not know if all messages were preserved, since why is there a random message 1 month and 5 days later? Okay, so let's just look at this message. I have had consensual sex and regretted it later. I thought I wanted to do it. I made a mistake. If you regret it, then you didn't consent 100%. And that is great. If you regret it, this is a woman gassing this girl up. If you regret it and you didn't consent, that's 100% great. No, it's not. It's 100% a mistake. Yes, you did make a mistake. You learn from it and you learn better and you know how to pick your partners. The problem is, I don't need to get into people's bedrooms. I don't care enough, right? To go into the bedrooms of stars and what people are doing with their personal lives. That's between them, that partner, and God. Okay? Because God knows everything. But when it becomes a point where we are prosecuting people over mistakes that were made in the bedroom, this is dangerous, fellas. There is this innate feeling of we must protect women that we have to let go of. I know how I sound saying this. You don't just protect women. You have to get all the information first and make your decision. I don't know what happened in the bedroom with him and that woman, but I know accusations of rape have been made for a long. These kind of accusations have been made for a long time. There are men who have spent years in jail for these kind of accusations, and they did not commit the crimes that they were being accused of committing. How many times do you need to see the same patterns until it's you? Until it's your man. Okay. I will stop right there. I am currently on the third chapter of my book about this very issue about women. We know it's not all women, but we do need to have the real discussions. We need to have real discussions on the histrionic behavior of women that is being allowed to run amok in society and destroy lives, destroy policies, destroy families too while we're at it. It's the only way we can solve anything. We can make sense of anything. I don't have all the answers, but I have a lot of questions and I want to answer them. And I hope that I can answer them for you too. In the meantime, thank you for coming, and I will see you guys at the next video. Bye.